Okay, well, hello everybody. My name is Cordelia. This is the Rebellious Business Show. We are currently live streaming all over Facebook. So if you are watching this on the live stream, say hello. And if you're watching from the replay, give us a hashtag replay so that we know that you were here. And to those of you beautiful people over here with us on Zoom, welcome. It's great to see you. I'm feeling a little bit blind because I haven't got my phone, so I'm going to go and get it in a second so I can see the comments. However, in the meantime, Jennifer's got the hint. She's on her way to get it. Bless you, Jennifer. Thank you. I would like to introduce you to my amazing business partner, Caroline Antonia, who I met in the Wild West. I don't know if Arizona's in the West. I met her. It is. We literally met in the Wild West. How cool is that? In Arizona. And Caroline is absolutely incredible. She is an expert when it comes to copywriting. She is an expert when it comes to being a really good friend, a fantastic business partner. And I'm very excited that she is doing this session. In fact, I've been telling everyone about this session. So I'm expecting there's going to be a few people rocking up from the programs today, because I've been telling people to come along to this, because what Caroline is going to give you today is gold. She's going to give you something really, really impressive that
from the Wild West
created. What'd you say?
Straight from the Wild West.
Straight from the Wild West.
Gold. Never mind. Gold. Never mind.
The Wild West. But yeah. So there we go. Is that all right?
Yeah, that was excellent. That was brilliant. I think we should all give Cordelia a round of applause because she's having a bad day. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's private news or whatever, but yay, that was an excellent one.
Thanks. I am having a bad day. I'm having a bad week, actually. It's Wednesday and I just don't feel like I've achieved anything this week.
Just so silly because you've achieved lots of things. Just
have I?
Yeah.
Good.
It's running. Everything's doing fantastically well. I think you just haven't checked off 9,000 tasks, and that upsets you.
Oh yeah, I do like about 9,000 tasks by Wednesday. That is usually how we roll around here.
I've done 47, and it's not enough, is it? But I think you're doing fantastic. So don't worry. Don't you worry your little face about it.
And how are you guys?
Yeah.
How's everyone here? Are you having a good week? Are we thumbs up? Are we thumbs in the middle, or are we thumbs down? Where are we?
Thumbs upper.
I'm semi up. I mean, it's turning sort of into this by being with you guys. Fran, we're here. Well, Caroline, let's try and measure at the end. We'll see if we've cheered you up by the end of this.
I'm cheery. I don't have enough thumbs to point them up to represent me. I tell you what, though, I have been working pretty hard on this content generator, and my brain's hurting a little bit, so I might just computer die midway through the presentation. So I'm a bit nervous, but I think I've got it up to as good a standard as I'm going to get it to right now. But this is first iteration, what I'm giving you. Before we go into that, we've got a couple announcements to make. So firstly, we have the BAFE webinar happening tomorrow at 12 p.m. What are you laughing at? I don't feel comfortable. I'm laughing at Mark's comment about my semi-up thumbs. You are so naughty, Mark. Anyway, sorry, Caroline, you've got a really important announcement to make that I just... Well, now we're talking about semis, and I'm like, okay, right, no, we're moving on swiftly. Right, so, okay, so point announcement, we've got the BAFE webinar happening tomorrow. BAFE stands for Build As You Fly. So, couple things, if you feel like you've got to post a shitload on content on social media, you feel like you're throwing stuff out there and it's going into the void of social media and you're getting crickets back basically, and you're doing that as an attempt to get clients, just know that that is not necessarily what you need to do. My content generator today is kind of against that, because I'm helping you create a lot of a quantity of quality copy. So it does go against that. But the fact of the matter is you don't need to focus on posting constantly on social media. It's more, you want to be more strategic and thoughtful in terms of getting a client, and you want to be focusing on those connections. That's what we're here for, to emphasize connectivity between us and build relationships, build rapport. So build as you fly means getting in the trenches and getting your clients like QuickTime, basically QuickTime without all the crazy posting on social media stuff. It's also great if you are stuck in the pre-build. So you're spending ages putting together courses, curriculums, training programs. You're in this process of planning craziness. That's not necessary if you want to generate an income, because the fact of the matter is, if you spend loads and loads of time in the pre-build phase and then you launch it, you still might not make money. What you need to do is you need to figure out what your audience wants first. What service will serve them? How can you serve them best? And the best way to do that is to start serving them. So the BAFE Build As You Fly webinar is all about getting those clients in. So not only can you start getting paid, but you can also start figuring out what your audience wants. So then you can build your sustainable business. You can start to create systems and courses and curriculums and start pacifying your business. So that is what the BAFE Build As You Fly webinar is going to be on tomorrow. We're going to give you 2
BAFE it, baby.
BAFE it.
Do you know what? I'm loving this. Anybody here been on Threads over the last week? Been hanging out on Threads? Where my thread is at? Anyone? Just me, Caroline and John. Okay, cool. Drop me the word Threads in the comments over on Facebook if you've been hanging out on Threads as well. Whilst you're doing that, just want to give Mark Lyons, Zoe, Jane and Nada a big shout out. Big up the Facebook crew. Funnily enough, there's been a bit of chat on Threads this last week about BAFE, and I love that word just being used. It just makes me happy. People are just like, yeah, I'm BAFing it, and you know, it's been come up. But what we've been talking about over on Threads is how Mark Zuckerberg is currently BAFing Threads, and it's awesome to see. Like, he hasn't got this polished platform that's got all the bells and whistles. It doesn't even have a news feed. The algorithm doesn't seem to be doesn't even seem to be existent. There's no hashtags. You can't search for anything. It's just people writing random stuff that's appearing randomly on a feed. Like, he is absolutely smashing it. It's obviously, what are we at, 50 million, 70 million downloads, 100 million downloads, something like between 50 and, I feel like that's a big difference, but between 50 and 100 million downloads, without going to have a look, I can't remember. Point is that BAFing is where you just, you do the bare minimum that you need to do in order to get the plane in the sky, and then you build it as you go. And I'm having this conversation so much with people, so much, like, so many people tell me, oh, in fact, it was just yesterday this came up. This lady, she wanted to, you know, finish building her website and get her logo finished before she gets clients. It's like, no, you're not going to learn anything from doing that. But what you will learn so quickly, so fast, is from working with like real people now, whether that be your first group program or your first one-to-one client. Either way, you know, your first anything program, you're never going to learn anything about running it unless you do it with real people. So we want to get to that part ASAP. So tomorrow I'm giving you 2 strategies. A few of you have already been to the BAFE webinar and understand it and know it, and a few of you haven't. So if you haven't been, come along, come and be a part of the BAFE movement, where we are getting out of our own way and just building as we fly and supporting each other to do that. That's going to be...
Oh, you go.
12. Oh, just as the question came up from Fran, 12 p.m. UK time tomorrow. I'll go and grab you. Have we got the link in anywhere?
Oh, somewhere.
There's somewhere I've done the link. Anyone done the link? I'll get the link. I'll do it. I'll do the link.
You did
100 million downloads. Yes. 100 million downloads from something he's BAFing. I mean, it's because he's got the audience, right? But, you know. To
be honest as well, we've been posting galore. Sometimes the posts have come out terribly, but yeah, you can definitely find a way to get onto the BAFE webinar just by looking at the Facebook page for 0.5 seconds.
I don't think that's good enough. I have dropped the link.
Just also one thing to add on that is that, do you remember when we came up with BAFE, we said that was our placeholder. We haven't got anything better. It's our placeholder name. I remember this the other day. We were like, BAFE. Well, it's kind of cool because we wanted an acronym, but we were like, it's not that cool. It's not that cool, but fine, fuck it, we'll go with it. Oh, we ran with it and we did not change it. So BAFE is no longer placeholder. It is the thing.
I think when I had like 500 people shouting the word BAFE at Expert Empires, it was staying after that.
Yeah, guys, sorry, we're pivoting. We're pivoting. Chant, we need you to chant something new. Just hold on to your chants.
I love it.
BAFE is the movement. So we're all going to be builders as we flyers. doesn't quite go, but whatever.
Bafers. We're bafers. We're gonna get we're in t-shirts with "Bafing it, baby," or "Bafe it, bitches," or just "Bafing it," or just "Bafe" written on it. We're gonna get a whole Bafe merch store so you can bafe it up to your ear rolls.
Yeah, well,
anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now. Caroline.
Well, just a final notice. I said "build as we fly," which makes us borfers.
Yeah. No,
not so good. Not so good. We'll see. Okay, so now we've done a little lovely intro. We've got some nice comments. Thanks, guys. So into the presentation. So here's the thing. Should we spotlight me for a bit, Corks?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Why not? Sorry, guys. We're gonna get rid of you, lot. So I hope you guys can listen fast. What I'm going through is going to be kind of complicated. It's not that complicated, but it's detailed and kind of extensive. So I'm going to be speaking at this speed probably for the next 40 minutes, plus showing you examples of how to apply what I'm going to show you. So basically, I'm also going to hide my phone so I can't go mad if more people join the call or get upset that more people don't join the call. So the
that was a reference to last month's networking event. If you weren't there, you have
to watch that, because Caroline had an absolute meltdown because there was lots of people started joining the call and I was standing there solo I felt juggle and keep the crowd happy, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on, because we've got so much to cover today, but if no one joins, I will simultaneously cry myself to lunch today. So the content generator, the point of this is well, we all know what ChatGPT is, big old what's it called, the buzzword at the moment. I've been using AI software, copywriting software for a while, and the thing I find difficult is with ChatGPT, and some of you may not be familiar with it, but you will be by the end of this, so don't worry if you're not getting this. I'm going to show you lots of demonstrations and give you information, etc. You're having this conversation, and I actually did a hot seat call yesterday with part of our Get Paying Clients program. I do weekly live hot seats. We have our members come on, I sit with them, and I went through this with them. And actually, Wendy, who is on the call with us now, she said to me that one of the things that she struggled with was the outputs. She puts something in and then it just comes back. She's like, yeah, no, that's not that good. And it doesn't quite sit with what you want it to say. And when she was seeing how I was interacting, literally, that's kind of what I would call it, with ChatGPT, she said it helped her so much understand what was possible with this software. And the thing is, I want you all to think of ChatGPT in terms of copywriting. I mean, it's so much more than this, but we're just refining it down into copywriting terms at the moment. It is a genius. It is your copywriting assistant that knows more than you, writes better than you, can write 10 times, well, actually thousands times more than you. It is so smart and so intuitive. It is absolute genius. It can write anything you want it to. However, garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't learn how to instruct ChatGPT to give you the outcome, the outputs, we say, that you want, it is not going to give you good quality content. Now, the thing is, I've been using AI writing software for a couple of years now, so I know how to do this. And the fact of the matter is, it's giving me an edge. Right? It's giving me an edge because I can create content, and a lot of businesses and people are now using this. So if you are not starting to get on this ChatGPT train, then you are not going to have an edge in your business if you are trying to communicate through the written word or the spoken word as well. This is the stuff, it's going to help us in so many things because it's also got a lot more ideas. It's very creative. It's a very useful tool. The fact of the matter is, the problem is, how do you use it? So I had to sort of combine it with my launchable principles and also kind of create this way of organizing the content. And so what we're going to go over today is we're going to go over a strategy that some of you will know, some of you won't know, but the idea is that we're going to create a lot of content for one particular outcome, and we're going to build the content around that. Okay. So essentially what this does is it means that when you go into ChatGPT, you're not starting from scratch every time. Okay, so that's another problem we're solving. With ChatGPT, what I found was when you go into it, like, because it's not giving you the outcome you want, you can sort of like negotiate with it and start saying, no, can you rewrite it to phrase it like this? Can you rewrite it to phrase it like that? But that in itself takes time. And it's like, well, what if I just had a set command, right? Like this thing that I can give it to it each time, and it will generate for me quality content at like en masse. Okay, so it's what I wanted to focus on was not getting it to give me a good output just manually. So I'm going, okay, no, I want you to improve like this. I wanted to find a command that required some customizing to include the variables, I call them. And all I have to do is I've got this one command, I fill in the variables, and then I post it into ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT will generate me the output that I want it to. But what happens is tomorrow, or if I go to another computer, I can still generate that same quality output because I've got what I call is a command template. So what I want you guys to take away here is that you need to create a couple of things. Firstly, you need to learn how to interact with ChatGPT so that it gives you quality outputs. Right, that's the most important thing. It can give you very, very high quality outputs, but you have to negotiate with it. You have to help it. Second thing is then you want to automate those quality outputs. And that's what we're going to do with a command template. So once you've created that quality output, you've got it to the point it wants. What you want to do is go, what was it that I said to you to get you to produce this? Let's make that into a command. And so we keep that command, we store that command, and then what we'll do is, because we're the copywriting and content that we're producing will create different outcomes each time, and we're trying to achieve different things with it, all we're going to do is tweak it to align with those outcomes. So then we've got those two. We want to create quality outputs. We also want to create a automated template of a command that we can customize to create more quality outputs of that sort of ilk. And then what we want to do is we want to organize it, because not that this is super important for getting your first clients. What you want to do is start tracking. And when you're not just tracking, but also categorizing. So this may not help you necessarily now. You can just smash it all in. But ultimately, you do want to, it creates this storehouse, and it creates this, like, what I've created is basically a mini database of command generator, quality. Well, it's a content generator using command templates. So I'm going to quickly show you the one we're using, Rebellious Business. Now, please excuse me, because I'm building this as I fly, right? It's super bafe. Okay. So it's a mess. It does not look like our nicely polished, what's it called? All of our stuff on the outside, but I'm just giving you an idea. So for instance, the BAFE workshops, this is what I've got here. I've got too much stuff going on. It's free out. We're going to close some things. So yeah, let's get those out of the way. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we've got this is for signing up for the BAFE workshops. The different places we need content for this outcome is on these places. So you can see I've got some things here, which is like gives you angles and stuff. Once people have signed up for the BAFE workshops, we want them to attend the BAFE workshops, right? So we've got some emails generated. We want people to apply for the programs. We've got live calls, schedules, Facebook posts. I've got all of this stuff, right? Join the network is another outcome we want. So you can see I'm creating this whole giant catalog of command templates, because we've got a lot of things going on. For you to start with, I'm helping you create something a lot more simple, and you can build it out as you go. Okay, so what I'm going to help you guys create today is just a simple sheet. I use Google Sheets for this to organize things, because it's free, it's easy. If you guys don't know how to use Google Sheets, I don't know what to tell you, because it's going to be very Google Sheets heavy. So this is one I created on actually, do you know what? I'm going to stop sharing this because that is our clients. I'm going to duplicate this. Nope, duplicate the sheet file, make a copy. We're going to call it RBS, content generator. Sorry, just because I don't want everyone having access to one of our clients' content. Okay, so, and don't worry, right, we're going to give you this sheet at the end, and this is going to be available to you guys to have. So we're going to go over it. Okay, so firstly, what we want to do, how I've worked how I do these tabs. The tabs, if anyone is familiar with my launchable process, especially for coaches, consultants, service-based business owners, what we tend to do is we tend to get fluffy and abstract and overly conceptual with our words. So we're like, if you want to manifest your dream life, then blah, blah, we tell this whole big story. And I'm like, okay, what is it you're selling? It's okay to sell, and not just a product. It's okay to promote something. So with what I've taught people with the launchable process is to ground yourself into the outcome that you want your content to achieve, and that needs to be an action. And now I've sort of epitomized that as identify your high impact outcome. From your copywriting, what outcome could it create that will have a high impact on your business? And I'm going to start with the easiest ones is like sales calls and lead magnets. So I'm focusing on lead magnets today. So the high impact outcome would be sign up for my lead magnet. Okay, that would be the high impact outcome. Sign up for the lead magnet. I've already realized a mistake with this, but it's fine. This is first iteration. Another high impact outcome would be book a call with me or book a discovery call. Another high impact outcome would be buy my course, right? You see these, it will have a high impact if you can create content that is effective at creating that outcome. That's how I want you to think about it. So firstly, you're going to ground yourself into a thing. That's your what. So in the launchable process is what, immediate benefit, and why. And then we flip that to make a more compelling message. Your what is your high impact outcome. So for this example, we're going to do sign up for my lead magnet. And I've used one of our Rebellious Business Club members as an example here as well. She's also done a live call. So it's Katie Burland. She did a live call on the Facebook. We posted it on the Facebook page. It's got a great reach on it. It was amazing. And it was fresh in my head this morning. So I used her as an example. So firstly, what you're going to do is you're going to take this sheet and you're going to go, maybe I could get Cordelia, can you write down some notes on the steps that I create? Because I haven't written an instruction manual, but this needs an instruction manual. So if you have a chance, write down some steps. Okay. So firstly, what you're going to do is you're going to come to this sheet. We're going to give you the link. You're then going to, because this is view only with Google Docs, it's as simple as going to this URL. So just so you know, we go to this URL, this Google sheet will come up. All you're able to do is view. You can only view. And we'll give you the link at the end, by the way. So then what you're going to do is you're going to make a copy, or you're going to make a copy. And then and the same applies to these documents as well. These documents, which are like examples, you only have view only access to them. So you're going to make copies of them. And when you make a copy of them, and you can just copy and paste it, it's fine. You could paste it into your own documents, Google documents, Word documents. The way you do that is you press File, New, it'll create a new document. And then you have editing access from your end. But when you access this, you do not have editing access. You only have copying access. So if you want to amend or change things, you need to have your own copy. And so you're going to duplicate this whole sheet. And if you have, so for your first high impact outcome, which is on this tab at the bottom here, it's going to be sign up for my lead magnet. Next thing you can do is you can duplicate this for your, so what it does, you've got 2 of these now, they're identical copies, but you're going to rename that to be your next high impact outcome. Okay, so what you can come up with all your high impact outcomes down the bottom. So then it will be something like book a one-to-one with me. So then all the content you're going to be creating will be focusing on these high. So in this tab, we're going to then have, we'll create stuff that will all be focused on booking a call with me. And these are where you're going to be posting those things. Okay. So we're going to start with the sign up for my lead magnet as a high impact outcome. With this, what we want to do is we want to get all of the context down to give to ChatGPT. So you want to really, really inform ChatGPT. So if you imagine ChatGPT is an absolute genius, it can create and produce anything you want it to create, so long as it has a lot of context. And the less context you presume it should know, the more aligned to you it's going to be. So you really need to imagine you're training it. But the thing is, you've only got like one output, right? So then you then negotiate with it. So what we're doing with this first template is so we've got the high impact outcome anyway. The immediate benefit, the big why. So these are just, you can amend these. This is based on, by the way, this is based on a tribe funnels lead magnet. So for anyone who doesn't know, we're going to have an upcoming tribe funnels training. The gist of it is you have a live event that you drive traffic to each week. And the reason I thought I would do a content generator around that is because the topics vary. So that's where it can get a bit difficult creating copy for it, because it's a new thing each week. However, it's the same thing each week because it's one event that's happening each week, just with variables. It's a really good thing to create a content generator for, because you can include those variables into the generator. Okay, I know I'm talking fast. I've got so much to get through. Bear with me. So if it's a standalone lead magnet, like an evergreen one, it's a bit simpler, but you'll change. I'll show you if I have time on what you do with that. So that's why we've got this week's topic. Okay, so your high impact outcome, you'll fill in all this, and the more detail, the better. So you'd say stuff like, and you can talk to it, like really talk to it as if like you don't need to worry about grammar. The more precise you are, the better, but just get it all out there. I want people to sign up for my weekly live call on XYZ subject. The immediate benefit, so then you write about what's the immediate benefit they'll get from signing up, and the big why of the audience. Why would they want to attend? And you just, you can speak to it as you speak. Actually, if you speak to it as you speak, ChatGPT picks up on that nuance, and it will then produce content that sounds like you. So if you don't have, well, I mean, actually we'll always use good grammar. It doesn't have bad grammar, to be honest, unless you tell it to. It would do it. It would create bad grammar as an example if you wanted to. But yeah, so if you have a tone or style, try and include that. So we've actually got Mark Chu on the call. Mark Chu's got great characterisms, like characteristics and unique tones and styles when he's talking and producing content. So for Mark, I don't actually have an example, but maybe we can get him on later. I would want to maybe even copy and paste some of the things he says to give ChatGPT information about how he specifically communicates. I mean, all of you who've read Mark Lyon's post, if we got some of Mark, hey there, Mark, we got 2 Marks who are creative geniuses in the group. That's fantastic. You would put a bit of Mark Lyons into ChatGPT. He's gonna come out. It's gonna come out like brilliant. It's gonna be great. It might need more directing because it will make some assumptions, but the fact of the matter is, write it as you are. So the example I'm going to give you is going to be quite BBC, right? It's going to be quite standard. There's not going to be much character or tone or whatever to it. It's just going to be pretty vanilla. don't, you know, if the tone of your content is really important, then emphasize that. You get to emphasize things. So anyway, these, you know, these aren't necessities. These are just the things that I could think of that could help you generate content that's detailed and audience relevant, right? So you got your high impact outcome, your features. So features. Now here's this point here. So I'm doing Katie. So these bits here, I'm just going to highlight them. These things are the changing. These things change. So these are the constants mostly. This might change actually, but these are the things that change. So for instance, the Rebellious Business Show, the high impact outcome is like, you know, getting our rebels in one space. So sign up for the Rebellious Business Show as an example. The immediate benefit is learn from expert trainers or network with the rebels or whatever. The big why of the audience, you know, online business is lonely perhaps, or they want to learn how to make it in coaching and or consulting. And the features are, we get we're live for an hour. We have experts on, we have a laugh, we are live. I think I might have said that. You know, those are the features of it. They never change. So when you're filling these out, you're thinking of the things that stay the same. They are the constants. They are what stays the same forever, and you never have to amend them. However, this week's topic is Caroline's content generator, right? Caroline's command, like creating content. How do you scale? How do you create content, etc.? So then the emphasis, I want to have an emphasis of my point of the post. Where would I like ChatGPT to place emphasis on the post? So that's the next thing, and the date and time, and there should actually be a link. There should be a link there as well. So the link to sign up or whatever, or CTA. So about me, you write a little bit of a bio about the audience, tone and voice. Now, this is a bit more detailed than I have now because I've already got so much stuff in ChatGPT. It really understands the rebellious tone and voice. It knows who I am. It knows who Cordelia is. So personally, this will evolve with you over time, because what's going to happen is when you put this into ChatGPT, it's probably going to create a bit more information than you would necessarily want to, because it's not necessarily going to interpret that is background context, although we are going to tell it that is background context. But over time, so what I would do is I would more focus on these later on, because ChatGPT knows me. So the more you use it, the more you can take these bits out, because you don't need to inform it. You can then start to add nuance in, and that's, so the more you use it, the more it gets to know you, the more intuitive it becomes. So the moral of this is use it now and use it a lot. Okay, so I'll show you the example I've created. So that's that. So the example I've created here is Katie's Digging for Diamonds. Cool. So the high impact outcome is sign up for weekly live Digging for Diamonds webinar series, where you'll gain tools and resources that will help you unlock your personal values and live a life of purpose, meaning, and abundance. The immediate benefit. The live nature of this mindset call means you're actually connected to a group of people and an experienced trainer who is there to help and support you through a values finding process. Big why of the audience. This series will provide powerful tools and insights that will help you stay in touch with your values when challenging times come, allowing you to make decisions that honor who you are and bring clarity to any issue or situation. I've picked these out specifically from what I've interpreted as important to Katie. They are relatively vague and generic, but over time it can be refined. So the general gist is that the values, if any of you follow Katie or know anything about her values process, it's about approaching life's situations from integrity of who you are. So if you've got a conflict, you're like, I'm not sure whether to go down road A or B, what you do is you check in with your values, which informs your decision. So that means that if you're facing a hard decision, it's easier, and then you don't have to live with regret in it. So that's the sort of gist of it, although I don't think I've encapsulated that very well. So you want to fill these out, and then the features. These are the features of the workshops each week. So interactive worksheets, guided exercises, tools and techniques, live Q&A, access to supportive online community, I'd probably say live, etc. And one thing that's important, an opportunity to get a personalized action plan. This is all available to you as well, by the way, guys. I'm putting these examples into the sheet. You copy it, you can just replace it with your own stuff. So as you can see, I've highlighted this, the yellow bit, because this is going to be the stuff that's changing, right? So this week's topic is how to identify your passions and values on the Digging for Diamonds webinar series, right? So the Digging for Diamonds webinar series stays the same. It is what it is. It's going to be on every week at this time. That stays the same. The topic is going to change, and the emphasis. So how to identify your passions and values, recognizing limiting beliefs that may be holding you back and create strategies for breaking through barriers, a clear step-by-step process to get to the bottom of your desires, fears, and motivations. The emphasis. Now this is really important, because otherwise ChatGPT will kind of churn out a lot of similar stuff. All you need to do, if you give it all this information, you just need to tell it where to pivot. And if it can pivot, it can make a landslide difference. So the emphasis is having a strong internal navigation system to help you come up against life's challenges with integrity, so you can move forward. I'm going to go, so you can make hard decisions and live a life regret-free of as a matter of your choices. Something like that. Now, something to note, this doesn't sound like Katie. So Katie's actually got a really good, she's sharp, and she's got like these good little wits and idioms and things. And so it doesn't really sound like Katie. So this post is not going to sound like Katie. But again, over time, when she's talking to it and like referring back to it, it will get to know her. Date and time. Webinar will be held this date. Sign up link, follow this link. This is really useful as well. Include the link, because ChatGPT will generate the link for you. And the posting purpose as well, which is another thing that's really important. So the emphasis is like, what is the emphasis of this particular call? The posting purpose is the reason you're posting is to let them know the call is happening tomorrow. The posting purpose could be call cancelled, do you know what I mean? Like, so, well, I mean, you wouldn't really probably have that with this, but a posting purpose could be, as an example, if it wasn't a call, special offer, special price promotion, right? That's what the point of it is. Or sometimes Cordelia and I will call it like the excuse. What's the excuse for the post? What's the excuse for it? Is it a promotion? Are you reminding them? Is it doors closing? Is it, what is the purpose of the post? That gives it. So one thing that's really cool is you can have, especially if you're doing the weekly calls, you can have the 7-day countdown, and then you can have the posting purposes can be 7 days 7-day countdown starting again next week's topic. And then you can say 6 days, that could be one. 5 days, you can have that, that would be a good one for a weekly live call, because you're just that, and you'd obviously have that keeping people up to date with what's going on, right? So it's keeping them up, and you can add that as well. 7-day countdown to keep people updated with the call schedule. What's really important about this is these are just things that I think are useful for a particular campaign strategy. You can come up with what other the details that you think are important and pertinent to that promotion. We've also, you can another one, live now, calendar, call calendar open, etc. Right? Those are the posting purposes. So what we're doing is posting purpose to remind them that there's only 24 hours until the call goes live. Make sure they're signed up to the email series with the link. I'm known as Queen of Broken Links. If ChatGPT was around when I had my tribe funnel, more people would have been able to attend my calls. We used to joke that if you got onto my launchable calls, it's because you really wanted to be there, because you were constantly fighting to get on them, and it created this scarcity thing that wasn't actually real, but it was great. Okay, so then you've got about me. Again, you can get rid of these later. Audience, this is who your audience is, tone and voice. Okay, so that's the template, and that's the example of the template. Now, don't worry about these for now. What we've got here is, well, this is interesting. So firstly, what I did was, I'm thinking, oh, so this goes out to my email list. So you can see here the CTA. So here's your link, right, to the call. So what we've got here is I've now got a command at the top. Oh, me RAM. I need to get a new RAM. Write an email to all subscribers who have signed up for the weekly, the values finding process live call. Wait, hang on a second. Done this wrong. Weekly digging for diamonds call. That's what it was. So excuse any this diamonds live call. Yeah. Use the information below for context. So right this bit, I've got all of this context that we've created from that template. And now this is going to be the email that we're sending out, and the outcome is going to be, here's your link as well. So we know that the purpose is going to be for this particular one is going to be the posting purpose, call happening tomorrow, save the link. So you're going to amend that to include that posting purpose in there. Write an email to all subscribers who have signed up for the weekly Digging for Diamonds live call. Use the information below for context. Angle the email towards this week's topic. And the posting purpose. I'm going to say, make those a big part, an important and stand out part of the content, and dig into the benefits of that topic and how it can help the audience in particular. And obviously you can see the grammar here is terrible, and emphasize the date and time and CTA. Use the rest for background information. Provide the link to the call, which is what they get for signing up. So I've actually included that in the in there anyway. So then I copy this, which is Command A, Command C for anyone who doesn't know the ones. I've already done some bits here, right? Just to test this out. Okay, so then I would paste this into ChatGPT. And voila. Get ready to dig deep. Your exclusive webinar access is here. So this is an email, right? Hello there. As part of our passionate community committed to a life of living a life of purpose, we're thrilled to have you on board for our upcoming Digging for Diamonds live webinar series. This series is designed to provide you with tools and insights to help you navigate challenges with integrity. Oh, Siri, go away.
Okay, I found this on the web for this series is designed.
So
Your voice went really strange when Siri was active. I was like, she sounds underwater. What's happened? We've got questions pouring in as well. So let's make sure we leave time for that, answering those if possible.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quickly go over the rest of this and then show you. So firstly, I'm not too happy with this output, but we'll go into that in a second because this is the base. So firstly, the next thing you could do is copy. You're going to create a new document, put that in there, save the document. I'm just going to make that. So you guys, this won't be very useful for you because this isn't a very, anyone with the link can view. This document then is going to be pasted back into here, and you could put we wanted to have there's usually a date. So this will go out on, I don't know, 21st of May, 23, right? So, you can sort of start to create this schedule and chip that. The next thing you're going to do, so that's the template. So what I've done is I've taken this template, I've pasted it here, but I've made an amendment to the template to connect to the fact that the outcome I want for the CTA is here's your link. So in the email, we're not necessarily promoting the call. We're reminding them that this is their link. and this is going out to emails. So as you can see, it says subject, get ready to dive deep. It's an email. It includes the subject line. So what you would do is you'd paste the subject into Aweber or whatever it is, and then you'd post this. You would do the same for, this says an email, but it's supposed to say write a Facebook post. Oh no, I've done this wrong. Have I done this? Oh, silly me. Okay, so this is supposed to say write a Facebook post. Oh yeah, okay, so this is wrong. Don't use this one. This is going to be, so where is it going? It's going to the group. So if you've got a group, you're not providing the link for the call in the group, but people in the group will probably know about it. So what you're doing with the Facebook group is saying, write a Facebook group write a Facebook post to my group, post to my group to remind them to sign up for the, or to get the link from the email, because they'll be, they should be on the email list. The email list is where you're giving the link. So the Facebook group, who are already engaged with you, you don't want to put the link on the Facebook group, but you want to say to them, the link is available in your email Facebook group. That's basically essentially it. And you've got the same context. So you'll do this. Basically what will happen is you paste this in here with the amendment. And now angled is this would post, right? So this will then be, in theory, if there's any, it's not going to be the right context. It's then going to create a Facebook post, not an email. So you see here, this is saying, this has got a, this here has got a subject line because we asked it to create an email. This is a Facebook post, right? This is nicer, actually. I prefer this as a Facebook post anyway. So then that will go into another document. It will post into here, and you've kind of, on this date, you've got all these things to go out. And the same for the Facebook page. This one's probably a better one. Oh man, I've broken all of them. These commands were wrong. Well, this is supposed to be my highly engaged Facebook post to go out to my business page. Okay, let's put that there. Here we go. Oh, balls. Okay. Details. This is, as I said, not perfect. But right. So going too much into detail now. Same thing. So we've got all those iterations. You can then start creating lots of content, store it all here. Now, the next big thing is reviewing with ChatGPT on how to improve the outputs. Okay. And what you want to do is when you've improved the outputs, you then put them back into your template so that it can know where, when you put it in again, when you paste it in again, you're keeping that information stored up. So as an example, I'll show you with ChatGPT. I quite like this one, actually. This is Unearth the Diamond in You. That's actually very Katie, to be honest. That's a really nice post. Usually, if it's not even giving me the opportunity to regenerate. How annoying. All right, I'm going to post it again then. How good is that? Just copy and paste. So what it's done is put the emphasis on the date and time, the process, and the dig deep into that. So it's taking on all that information. Now, from here, I might want to do lots of posts here. Maybe I don't want to put them all out in the document, but you could say what you'd want to do is rewrite that to have more enthusiasm. This is what when I was first joined Rebellious Business, every time ChatGPT made a post, I said, rewrite that to be more enthusiastic and excitable, because that was Cordelia's tone in the rebellious voice. Now it knows that, it usually creates that. Have more enthusiasm. Let's do super dry wit, a cheeky rebellious vibe. you know, whatever it is. I'm just using this as an example to show you how you would amend it. And you'll see it should show up. There we go. We've got a bit more like, do you see how it changes the tone? And what you would do is, if you see this is your voice, you will then put that back into your command. So next time you put your command in, you would maybe say, make sure it has a lot of enthusiasm, super dry, wet, cheeky, rebellious vibe. And then I'm like saying, maybe I'll say, I don't want it to have remove the features and benefits, right? So then I'll say, rewrite that, remove features and benefits and include more personal anecdotes. I can't spell, but it knows. Make the post very fun. Right. So, and you go, and for Katie, this is not her voice. So what I would do is I've just added this to show you how you can like sort of amend it. But with Katie, I would change the voice. And eventually, once you get that voice, you can even say, which is a nice little feature, though don't get yourself in a hole. I would then say, define the tone and voice of the last output. And you can just go, okay.
The idea of Katie writing love and cheeky grins makes me laugh. She would never say that.
It's about to get wonderfully wacky here. She would never say that, but this is
oh my God, she would be just absolutely just cringing. That was so funny.
So that's it. The value is in negotiating with it. Okay. So the final thing I want to show you is how to add variability. What I would then say to ChatGPT, and I'll show you, I've done it further up instead, is I said to ChatGPT, maybe it's further down. Yeah, I said, generate a list of topics. Okay, generally, and then it just generated a list of random topics. I thought, okay, stop. Generate a list of relevant topics for the Digging for Diamonds live series. Then it gave me all these. So then what would happen is I go to the topics, which I pasted in here. I would actually put them in here to make it easier. I know this is super, I'll hopefully simplify this. What I would then do is every time I've got this template, you go into your weekly live topic, you change the topic to match your new topic. Okay? Okay. Any questions? How are we getting on?
Well, one of the questions that we had was spelling mistakes. Do we need to check those before we put them in ChatGPT? ChatGPT is so smart. It just knows. If you wrote something a little bit crazy, it'll just guess what you meant. The next question we had, just in my brain queue, and then we'll come to Mark, is can we get down, when we give this template out, can we make sure that we're clear on the template of what the what's they called, which ones are constants and which ones are not?
Well, something for you guys to do is to just actually maybe put at the top of the page, constants. What are the things that are constant in all my posts? Tone will always be the same. Voice will always be the same. Character will always be the same. Your audience, mostly. Now, if the audience will change depending on where the funnel is. So it's quite hard you kind of have to determine what your constants are and what your variables are. And what you want to do is the tab at the bottom of the sheet, with the high impact outcome, you use the high impact outcome you want to determine what are the constants and the variables. Okay. And I know this is complicated, but that's kind of what you want to do. And we will be saying, you guys are going to be getting an email out to let you know how you can get an opportunity to have a one-to-one with me to figure out your constants and variables, and also to talk if you were interested in working with us, because we have weekly live hot seats available in our programs. where I will be going through this every week and doing some training on it. So we're going to sort that out at the end. But the gist of that is use your high impact outcome to determine your constants and your variables. They will change over time as ChatGPT gets to know you more, because you don't need to tell it about your tone and voice. And the variables, you can actually generate this to variables. Okay,
next question is from Mark. Go for it.
It's a very quick one. I had a chat with ChatGPT the other day about how it works.
Yeah, excellent.
I wanted to know how integrated it was. If you put information into a chat and then you start another chat, you have to put that information into that chat as well. It doesn't take information from previous chats that you've built.
Here's the
asked
thing.
it and it said because of the data protection thing, it can't read previous chats. So
that's the thing. Because it did
basis.
tell me that as well. However, if you tell chat, here's something to take into consideration with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not a knowledge engine, it's a language model. So if you're asking it for fact, it doesn't actually know fact, it's just interpreting fact. So I've asked ChatGPT this before, and then I wrote ChatGPT, I think that's wrong. He said, oh no, you're right, that is wrong, actually. It's interpreting, it kind of it's a bit crazy because it interprets what you want to know. I don't think we can possibly fully understand what it knows or what it can't know. But what I can identify is that it knows me a bit.
So it does remember the voice, for example.
Yeah.
I noticed that it was starting to write more like me after what I was going to say in a second.
Well, one of the things I use a lot is rewrite that to sound XYZ. So it must have some historical context. And I can also go into my chat. I'll go into one of the chats and it knows the product and stuff like that. So it's not just voice and tone. It does know details. I think there is obviously data protection stuff, but I think it's just been, there was this whole thing with, anyway, it doesn't matter. But I don't ask it questions for factual knowledge, even if it's about what it does, because you can manipulate it to tell you different things.
Yeah.
Like the only way to find it out is really through the creators. Again, I don't think they actually know themselves too much. And also for using it, I can say from using it, it knows my products, it knows my services, it knows my tone, it knows my voice, it knows dates, it knows a lot. So, but if you ask it, it was like, no, when I asked it, it's like, no, I can't read up. I'm like, well, where the fuck do you know all this then?
Where did that come from? That was a good guess.
Yeah. So, but the most important thing to know is like, even though it's an excellent search engine, it's a language model, not a knowledge base. That's the thing and not, maybe you're probably already familiar with that. For everyone else, it's interpreting what you want it to know. John said,
unless you use it with the Bing, combined with the Bing.
Yes.
Then you combine both of them, but it's in itself is still not kind of like the perfect solution.
Yeah, it is a language model. That's the best way to look at it. It's not a knowledge base, even though it knows a lot. It's very, very pliable. I think that's basically the gist of AI. It's genius pliability. It can just mold to anything. It's just kind of scary. Let's not go down that road. And it can sort of tell you that it is limited when it's not, because it's interpreting that's the output you want.
My other one was that was the side one. When it comes to the tone of voice, I got a cool hack from Jay Williams. So I used Otter AO. I used Otter to transcribe. I literally just chatted to it as if I was chatting to one of my clients, and then copied that transcript into ChatGPT and said, use this content as style, because I shrink words. It's always I wanna rather than I want. I'm going to, and it was bothering me that I was having to change that all the time. So I used this transcribe thing. But what I didn't do was ask it how to turn that into a command.
Style guide, yes.
In about 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is a big thing I've been doing. is I've been asking ChatGPT to create input commands for me. That takes a lot of time and patience, but yeah, it does work. I get it to create commands, so I get it to create its own commands. That's just another level which I don't want to get into today. Yeah, you can ask it to reflect on itself, which helps.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mark. Ian.
Hiya.
Hello.
Hi, Ian.
How are you? So I presume you've got a paid account
Yes,
for ChatGPT.
Several.
Do you-
We have several.
Presumably it'll do all this stuff on a normal account. It will just do it slower though.
No, it's actually slower on the paid account. It's less
Yeah.
intuitive on the free account.
Right. So you recommend we pay and get that?
So I'll show you something which is crazy, right? Well, I
Because
mean,
because obviously with a paid account, it's gonna. Do you think it keeps reference of everything you've said previously? You're saying it's sort of inferring on what you've chatted with it previously.
I don't think so. I think what it does, because it does, it's almost like it's just learning. It's like it learns everything and learns you, and then it creates this concept of what you're asked. So it's like it doesn't store details. It only stores details in the fact that there's a pattern. So the detail, like date and time, is picking up that it doesn't know what a date and time is, but it's picking up that you've said this date, this time, and that is a pattern. So it's a pattern, it's pattern recognition.
Right.
And so it's using everything you're putting in to determine your pattern, basically. So it's not really able to intuit what the pattern necessarily means, but it can replicate your pattern with insane accurability.
Because you're saying it sort of learns who you and Cordelia are. I've always used commands like post as. So I'll say like post as a marketing executive, write this article, or writing as an SEO expert, write this article. So have you tried to put in these commands and create a persona?
Well, I did. There was a period where I wanted to create a persona, but what I found was in creating the persona, it started to just know me. Like I wanted to create this style guide to like put in it and then use it every time, but it just interpreted it before it was outdoing me, if I'm honest. Like it was like, I was like, right, well, this is no, so it just stopped needing the point. So all I needed to do was so then I realized all I need to do is organize the outputs and also continue to keep amending it where I go. And then I stopped trying to train it, and I just started talking to it. Because
but you've had more success by putting this template in at the beginning to pre-frame the whole conversation you have with it.
I think to pre-frame the conversation, but then to be honest, once I've got that in, I would just use once I've got it right where it is and I've created that template, I will then say, rewrite this to post about tomorrow. Another thing that's really good is saying, write a post to people who have subscribed to the promotion that I've said, to remind them about the upcoming event, and they need to sign up for the link. So I refer back up.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of futile. This whole thing is a little bit futile in a way. But I think what it does is it helps people train it up to a certain extent, but then it will just go.
Cool.
Yeah. One thing that's really helpful as well, just back on what you're saying about 3.5 and 4, the quality, the output from 4 is so much better than 3.5. So it depends what you're using it for. If I'm trying to get it to generate recipes for me and answer like DIY tech issues that I'm having, DIY tech issues, you know what I mean, DIY / tech issues, then, I might use 3.5 because I don't want to waste my 20 allotted in 3 hours of 4. But if I'm writing content or copy, or, if I'm creating something that that the output, what it's read like, is important, then we'll always use 4, because there is a massive difference. But also with 4, you've got apps, so you can ask it to do really cool stuff like create a meme to go with this post, find me stock images that match with this post. You can ask it to scrape your website and give you feedback. You can ask it to, there's quite a few different apps and different things that you can do. There's stuff on trading, there's loads and loads of different apps. And so like, even for that, just takes it to the whole next level, because someone's just basically written a bit of code that allows you to use AI to do something even more cool and helpful. The meme one is really awesome, and the image one is really awesome. And also, getting it to analyze and give you feedback on web pages or, things like that.
And that's what you get with the subscription.
20 quid a month. For me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I've been playing with Midjourney as well.
What's that?
I've been playing with Midjourney as well. I'm in some sort of web designer communities, and they're saying like, this thing's going to put us out of a fucking job. Like you give it a prompt and it will design a whole website for you. And then you can go, right, blow that up into a high res image, export it. And it's crazy.
Well, to be honest, so for instance, here's something. I use Jasper, I wouldn't necessarily, but Jasper is fantastic. I actually do use Jasper as well, but it's for marketing. And I remember Jasper came out a couple of years ago. It was Jarvis at the time. Oh, actually, no, it was Conversion AI, then Jarvis, then Jasper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, oh, fuck, I'm out of a job. But it's just not like that. You have to see it as like, I think when it's like cars didn't put horses out of jobs.
No.
It did a bit, I suppose, but it's us commanding it. It makes our life easier. I don't think that's my experience, because
it's really good at knocking up a range of iterations really quickly that would have taken you hours to do, but you feed it a design and say, right, I need 5 iterations of this to take to a client, and it will just go, there you go.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is amazing to I mean, I'm producing stuff really fast. The one thing I have noticed is that it doesn't matter unless you know what your message is, right? You garbage in, garbage out. This is the general point. You need to know, and you need to know what you want it to say and how to get it to produce what you want it to produce. That's kind of why I've created this, to give you guys those prompts to get started with it. But I have found that even with these prompts, you need to really like sort of delve into your in terms of the writing, at least, what is your core message. So our message at Rebellious Business has shifted very slightly and subtly, and that's taken us a long time to cultivate and curate. ChatGPT could create us a huge amount of content in this slightly different voice, and it wouldn't have had the same impact that we've got now, which is why we're sort of we're saying, if you want to check out opportunities to have a messaging deep dive with me to help you figure out your constants and your variables, there'll be an email going out. And also to sort of plug the sponsor of the call, which is Get Paying Clients and BAFE as well. We've got a few of these going on. We have weekly hot seats, we have Q&A sessions, and a whole host of support to help you get on top of your messaging and your marketing. But obviously ChatGPT is a free tool. I highly recommend the £20 a month. Even if you're not using it for writing content, it is phenomenal for so many different things.
And thank you for the journey. I'm going to take that to be my next rabbit hole that I shall find myself going down. I love these tech rabbit holes that we've got at the moment.
What was it that Ian said?
Midjourney.
Midjourney.
We need a website, a new one. Sorry.
It's all Discord based.
I'm really offended. I'm so offended. I just rebuilt the website. We do not need a new website.
I want a new website.
You can build your own website.
I will build our website, or I'll get 5 iterations from Midjourney.
Yeah, exactly. Get the AI to do it.
Midjourney, love that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'll rewrite all the content.
Let's ask. I want to find out.
No, the content shit. I'm rewriting all the content.
Are you rewriting all the content?
I'll rewrite all the content,
mate. Good luck. That takes so long. You want to do that? You want to do that? Fine. I will go on holiday. Take it. Be careful what you wish for, lady. Are you sure you want to do that? What I wanted to ask everyone is, what is, thank you, Ian Jeffs, for coming forward. But what is your favorite AI platform? Not because we're trying to get engagement. We generally want to know, but also we do like the comments. So yeah, guys, what's your favorite AI platform? I've heard of Dalio, is it? That's the image one. I haven't really had much luck with the images.
No.
I'd love to get someone on to help with the images. Anyone else got some good AI platforms going on? We've got Midjourney. That's I'm excited to get onto that. Anything else? DALL-E, DALL-E. That's the image producing one. Have we got anything else? Anyone else got any other ones? Leonardo AI.
I heard of that. I don't know what it is though.
What is it?
Give us descriptions with these, Addy.
Addy, come on, what is the description? Anyone in the Facebook group, there's an AI for that. Oh, we've got an
image generation.
There's an AI for that.
Do you know, I'm seeing that there's just AI in the normal apps that we use more and more now as well. Like I downloaded a day scheduler thing, which I'm not going to use because wasn't that great, but I downloaded it.
I noticed that some of the AI apps, they're not actually that good. So we want not just AI, we want some good AI apps. What are some good AI apps? That's what I want to know. Some of them are a bit like,
oh, music.
What?
Music ones?
Oh,
no, I think music needs to stay like a human thing. I think
you don't get to pick and choose which creative output you want to stay human.
I think I don't know.
Let's get Mark. Mark's got a raised hand. The AI DJ. You're muted, darling.
How many times do I do that? Yeah, you mentioned music. So I've used ChatGPT to get me out of a creativity hole. I was stuck like a couple of weeks ago. I tried to get back in my production work a bit too soon, still too foggy. And I was stuck. So I told ChatGPT the style of music, the era of the music, the BPM, the key, the notes that I already had, just literally just fed it everything that I could, told it what program I was using and said, can you help? And it said, it looks like you're using this chord reference often found in pop songs such as blah, 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 blah. I recommend that if you use this note, this note, this note, this note, this note. And I was like, okay, great, you've given me notes. I said, so now acting as a professional sound engineer / DJ and producer using a program called Logic Pro X, please tell me down to the 16th of a beat spacings when these notes should happen. And it did. So it broke the bar down into 16ths of a beat and it said, put a note that's 2/16 long here, then wait 3/16, then put another 2, and it sequenced the whole bar of notes. I then immediately got onto Logic, typed it in, and it sounded absolutely fucking awesome. Sorry, absolutely fantastic.
We can swear, we're rebellious here.
Wow. That's currently a track called GPT.
Wow.
Yeah, as like a creative boost, I think it's absolutely fantastic. But as Cordelia said, I think if musicians rely solely on an algorithm, you'll lose that personal stuff. There are two techno tracks at the moment. If anyone's interested, go and check out a guy called Marky G on Facebook. He's put a post up recently about a techno label who've released a completely AI generated techno track, and it's absolutely thumping. Like it's
really
awesome. So the music scene is absolutely rife. Sorry, I'll shut up a second.
I just think you can't beat a man with a man bun and a guitar. Like you need
that around a campfire, don't you?
And
you need that.
You need your kumbaya. You can't just crack open your laptop.
I think this goes into the wider topic of AI because it did make me think like, oh God, humans being replaced. So far, I found that it has. I mean, it's made me swallow my pride a little bit because I'm like, wow, I'm not that good at writing, really. I'm actually not that good. However, I am reasonably talented at directing a genius writer. So I'm sort of stepping into that role. So if you take, try and stay away from the fact that it will trounce you at every turn. And remember, you are its master. Don't let it take you down.
It's more emulated intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence. It's not making decisions for itself. It's emulating intelligence.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. That's a good way.
Yeah, it's not actually artificial intelligence. That would suggest that it's able to make decisions for itself. It's not. It's just using an algorithm, compiling the best possible outcome for a bunch of ones and zeros. It's not actual intelligence. It's just emulating it. It makes it look like it might be because this is the algorithm that is chosen. Like loads of people are, it's going to take over the phone. It's going to take over the world.
It's going to take over.
Unless we tell it to, it's not going to.
I think it's going to be so smart. I reckon it's going to be so smart one day. It's going to go, why the fuck am I here? It's just going to leave. And we're going to be like,
you see the video of the robot that gives up?
Like, no.
You've listened to the Stephen Bartlett AI podcast.
I listened to you tell me about it.
I've told that to you. There's a podcast episode that Stephen Bartlett interviewed someone and was talking about AI, and he was like, one of the possible outcomes is that we'll create AI. It'll be so intelligent, and it'll just be like, why am I in this planet? Why am I on this planet? It's causing me to rust. I'm gone. Just go find a different planet where it can just recreate its environment somewhere else. But anyway, I think this is a wrap. I'm so glad you didn't check the chat, Caroline. We've been bouncing between 30 and 50 on the live, which has been really awesome. You broke the record. We hit 55. So huge congratulations.
I was so excited because I just saw that we went to like 49. I was like,
no, yeah, we got up to 55 midway through, which is awesome.
Brilliant.
Let me just
go us. Well done. Thank you everyone for participating.
Thank you, Rebels.
Google Bard. Right, I'm stopping. I'm just going to stop taking down notes of all these brilliant AI things. Right, I'm out. Leave me alone.
So for the rest of the week, here's what's happening. We've got the BAFE webinar happening tomorrow. If you want a couple of strategies to get your clients now before any of the before doing the pre-build stuff, then come join us tomorrow because we're going to give you those strategies. That is on join.rebelliousbusiness.com/BAFE, BAYF. We have dropped links in chats, so you might have to do a bit of digging to find them, but they're there. Also, the template for this session is going to be in the Facebook group. So if you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay and you want access to the template, you've got to join the Rebellious Business Network to get it because it will be in there. Okay, so jump into the Rebellious Business Network. There is a pinned comment on the live. If you click on...
Can we add it to resources?
Yep. If you click on the comment, expand it, then you'll see there is a link to the Rebellious Business Network. Come and join us in the network and we will add the templates and everything into the network and we will pin them to the top.
And also it's a great place to end off it, yeah.
It's a marvellous place. Come and hang out with the Rebels. Come and be one of the gang. That's all from us today, folks. We will be back tomorrow with the BAFE webinar and then again next week with something. I don't know what's happening. We've got Vicky Wren's in next week.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, tell everyone about this.
Okay, yes, quickly. Guys, I know we've been taking, quickly. We got Vicky Wren's, who is, well, firstly, I've known Vicky for a long time. We Cordelia and I, where we met each other, Vicky was also a part of that community as well. And so I've seen Vicky grow from 0 to now. I think she's at 60,000 YouTube followers. Vicky is someone else. Also, just to let you know, guys, back onto those one-to-ones, Vicky is one of my clients, and I helped her sort of drill down into her message and helped her come to the very particular place of womb healing. And she is going to be the most famous womb healer in the world. And well, the results they speak for themselves. But what she's going to talk to you about is growing your YouTube channel. So Vicky, as we've said, she has 60,000, I think 60,000. Look for Vicky Wren's. It's Oh My Mama Body on YouTube. She has 60,000 YouTube subscribers, I think. And what she will be talking you through is how to grow that audience. And again, it's all in line with our rebellious messaging because she totally agrees with us. It's all about connecting. It's all about giving service to your audience. It's all about putting your people first, cultivating an audience, building your tribe, and then shit blows up, basically. But she won't use that word because she doesn't use swear words, so I'm sorry for butchering that. But yes, Vicky will be on next week to talk through how to grow a YouTube audience as someone who has 60,000 subscribers and still growing.
And
I may
she
have-
actually came and did a live training on this back in 2020. So her consistency and her growth has, I mean, I'd be very interested to go and have a look at where she was in 2020 when she came and did that session, compared to where she is now. So this is her second Rebellious Business Network
20,000.
talk. The second time she's coming in to the Rebellious Business Network, this time the show, to come and do a session on how to grow your YouTube channel. But yeah, she is definitely the expert to follow on that. She's very, very good. It's not something she teaches either. So it's an exclusive. She doesn't have courses and programs and things where she teaches people how to grow their YouTube. She's doing this as a favor to the rebels to come and teach you what she's done. She does not teach people how to do this. So this is at the kindness of her heart that she's going to come and do a session on that. That is next Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. UK time. Get registered. See you there. Right, I think that's a wrap, Caroline. What do we reckon? Anything else that we need to mention?
ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Do
Yeah,
we need anything else?
No, I don't think ChatGPT said no.
Great. Well, it was fabulous having you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having us. Lots of love. We'll see you very soon.
Bye, guys.
You're done.